Hey skiers, it's Bob with SkiEssentials.com. Welcome to our 2025 ski test. We've got an Elan Wingman 86 Black Edition. Basically the CTI build with an additional carbon laminate to it and this really cool just black top sheet. This thing looks pretty sweet. And actually this is the first 184 I've ever seen. So I've always skied on the 178 in the past on this thing. Haven't actually gotten to see a 184. Definitely want to give this length a shot this year just to see how this kind of opens up the ski into a longer turn format. It is a very precise and responsive ski. It enjoys being locked into a carved turn, and in that realm there's not a whole lot out there that function the same way as this 86 Black Edition. Very, very interesting ski for sure. Carryover model, built with their tube light wood core, so a blend of poplar and paulownia in the wood core, and then we get their carbon tubes that are inserted along the sidewalls of the ski. What they do is they mill out the wood and replace it with carbon tubes, and that 360-degree application, that 3D format of carbon, really just boosts the overall energy and pop of the ski. They also place them in a curved format that matches the side cut. So anytime you're putting that in there under pressure, you're already building energy into the ski. So there's a lot going on in terms of how Elan is using carbon to power these skis. Works extremely well. We've always noted in Ripstick and Wingman throughout that there's something about them that makes them just feel more responsive, more energetic, and it basically all comes down to the use of those tubes. So that's kind of what they got going on here. Then they're also able to take liberties because they choose to build their skis asymmetrically, so a left and a right specific ski. This left ski here has an Amphibio TrueLine technology, so more material is on the inside edge, so underfoot and then tapering to the edges in the tips and tails. We get a raised section of material, and that puts more emphasis on the downhill ski, the downhill edge. So you feel free to stand right on that edge and you're getting that really beefy performance coming through the arc. On the uphill edge, there's less material, so the ski is a little bit more flexible and a little bit more amenable. They also combine that with an asymmetric rocker profile. And that really kind of doubles down on the fact that the uphill ski naturally and simply tracks alongside the downhill ski. Very, very intuitive feel, extraordinarily smooth. Makes these feel like one cohesive unit rather than two independent skis. And I think that just gives Wingman, and we noticed it in Ripstick as well, it just gives them a different feel overall than a lot of other skis out there. It works both in hard and soft snow, and just extremely interesting innovation coming from Elan in shaping and profiling and building their skis in different ways, right and left. So pretty cool stuff there. In this 184, we're at 17.4 meters in the turn radius. Still on the short side, it does like to be kind of hooked into the turn for sure. We also get an extra layer of carbon, so another carbon, full laminate of carbon in this thing that aligns with the Amphibio, that carbon line technology is in that Amphibio format. So horizontal layer of carbon, just upping the stiffness over the CTI version. But yeah, 17.5 meters in the turn radius. It does like to be locked into that. There is a little bit of rocker in the tips and tails that allows you to break free from it, but generally this ski is happier within the intended shape and use case. But yeah, they don't need as much camber underfoot because it's built in with the carbon tubes and the carbon line. But then we get some nice tip rockers starting down here in a pretty round tip shape. This is probably as close to a Ripstick 88 Black Edition as we're going to see for the time being. I've always kind of been hopeful that we'd see an 88 Black Edition, and this is kind of the answer right here. A more front-side oriented Ripstick 88. This tip shape isn't too dissimilar, especially from previous versions of the Ripstick. The new one is a little bit more tapered, separating it ever so slightly from this 86 Black Edition. But much more business-like in the tail, pretty flat and squared off with kind of what I would call minimal tail rocker. So you're getting that front side performance. You are giving up a little bit of all mountain versatility when you go to that square and angular tail shape. But the overall intention is to be used in a carved turn on a groomed trail. Versatility is kind of secondary to that, but it's not too far behind. I think that you should be kind of in that advanced and expert realm and willing to put in the work to get this thing to be more well-rounded, whereas more advanced skiers, people that are just kind of riding the side cut, which is fine, you're getting a ton of performance if you choose to do that. You're just going to have to work a little bit harder, as it is a pretty demanding ski for off-trail capabilities. But throughout the day, as the snow gets cut up and turns to crud or spring snow, having this 86 millimeter underfoot waist and this pretty strong build really goes a long way in smoothing all that out and giving you good confidence in kind of soft and broken snow, mainly on trail. But definitely check out this Elan Wingman 86 Black Edition here at skiessentials.com, and we will see you out there on the hill. Bye.